What's up? Welcome to Bria's Corner. So, I decided to do something today, okay? Um, I wrote a book in 4th grade and I wanted to reread it. um, I haven't read this in a very long time. It's called My Fairy Experience. You can see, this is what I looked like in 4th grade. um, Man, this is crazy. Dedicated to my family and friends. Oh gosh. My fairy experience. Oh man. I'm actually kind of nervous, you guys. Alright. My puppy wants to come up here. Hold on. Hello, sweetness. Lift. Okay, baby. You want to read with me? You want to read with me, baby? Yes. Okay, baby. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna attempt. I'll try to read like this so maybe you can see like, because I I tried to illustrate this book as well. I was young, so be kind, please. Let me see. Okay, no, this distance is fine. Thank you, Benna. It was a cool and sunny day in March as the season was about to change from winter to spring. A young girl named Briatane was at home doing her chores when suddenly she heard the sound of little ringing bells. Briatane looked outside the window and saw Tinker Bell sitting on the windowsill. She turned to her mom and said, "Mom, did you see that?" "See what?" her mom said. "Look, it's Tinker Bell sitting on the windowsill." Her mom looked out the window and didn't see anything. Briatane looked again, and Tinker Bell was gone. She said, "Mom, I saw her. She was right there on the windowsill." That night, as Briatane started to go to sleep, Tinker Bell flew in the window and sat on her pillow. Briatane started to call for her mom, but before she could yell, Tinker Bell said softly, "Shh, don't call your mom." Briatane asked, "Why not?" And then Tinker Bell explained, "Your mom is an adult. Adults can't see me because they stopped dreaming and using their imagination long ago." Briatane agreed. "You're right. My mom works all the time. She never has time to play." Tinker Bell said, "Briatane, I came to take you to Pixie Hollow, home of the fairies, to meet the other fairies. You are our human fairy princess." I'm sorry, the idea of a human fairy princess is so funny to me. Oh gosh. Okay. All right. Back to, whew. Yeah. Briatane said, "Why do you think that I'm your fairy princess?" Tinkerbell smiled and said, "We have been watching you use your imagination since the day you were born." Tinkerbell took Briatane to the mirror and said, "Look." Briatane asked, "What am I supposed to see? All I see is me." And Tinkerbell said, "Look at your ears. They're pointed. Only fairies have pointed ears. And since you are larger than all of us fairies, we know you must be our human fairy princess." Briatane said, "But I don't have wings, so I can't be a fairy." And Tinkerbell said, "Human fairies don't need wings. They travel using their imagination. However, if it makes you happy, I'll give you some fairy wings for this trip. Just turn around and blink your eyes 3 times. As Bria turned and blinked, her fairy wings appeared. Then Tinkerbell sprinkled her with fairy dust and she was able to fly. Tinkerbell said, "Now let's go to Pixie Hollow." Briatine was about to follow Tinkerbell, then she hesitated and said, "I would love to go with you, but I've never been away from my mom. I want her to come too." "No grown-ups allowed," Tinkerbell shouted. Briatine said, "Why are you yelling at me? I'm right here." Tinkerbell apologized and said, "Pixie Hollow is a place for children and fairies only. You can come back to see your mom whenever you miss her." Briatine was still not sure that she wanted to leave her mom, so she went into her mom's room and kissed her. Then she turned and followed Tinkerbell to Pixie Hollow. Before going to Pixie Hollow, Tinkerbell told Briatine to pinch the tip of her left wing as she wiggled her right fingers to become invisible so that they could tour the human world in which Briatine lived. They observed a world where people were happy and healthy, enjoying family, friends, sports, and recreation. They also viewed people working hard to succeed in life. Although they observed positive things in the environment, they experienced sadness among people that were homeless and sleeping on the streets. There was also illness in the land. People young and old were committing crimes or fighting just because they were different. In some classrooms, children were learning, and in other classrooms, children were creating an unsafe environment. After touring the human world, Briatine and Tinkerbell toured Pixie Hollow. Briatine observed that life in Pixie Hollow was much like the human land, except there was no violence and illness. There were many different types of fairies. However, the fairies used their differences to enhance their world. Fairies were working together, sharing, helping, and caring for one another. They also enjoyed sports and recreation. In Pixie Hollow, sports included pixie tag and completing magical challenges. After the tours, Briatine and Tinkerbell arrived in Pixie Hollow, and the other fairies were so happy and excited to see Briatine. They welcomed her with parade and party. The fairies then led Briatine to a special seat on a float covered with flowers. Each fairy brought Briatine a gift. One old and wise fairy said, "I am the knowledge fairy. I bring you the gift of understanding so that you will always be successful in school and life." Several fairies from different nationalities came together and said, "We are the multicultural peace fairies. We offer a land where people live in harmony." Prilla, the smallest fairy, said, "I bring you the gift of a healthy life. You will always have a bundle of energy. So remember to eat your fruits and vegetables and get plenty of exercise." I'm sorry. I know my mom helped me with this book, and this just feels like a line she probably came up with. Oh man. Okay, all right. Back. Yes, back in. Okay. Fira, the light fairy, said, "I bring you a gift of friendship and happiness. Love will always surround you." Before Rosetta, the youngest fairy, could give her gift, Storm, the lightning fairy, flashed in and said, "Life is not as easy as the other fairies are making you think it is. I give you the gift of heartache and pain. The fairies were disappointed and sad about Storm, the lightning fairy's gift, for they knew that Brittany would have a difficult life ahead if she had a life of heartache and pain. They begged Storm to take back her gift, but all she said was, "Life's what you make it," and as quick as a flash she was gone. Tinkerbell shouted, "Wait, there is still hope. Rosetta, the youngest fairy, hasn't given her gift yet." Oh man, I really had to have been watching Sleeping Beauty or something, because this is giving such Sleeping Beauty vibes. It's like the fairies giving their gift, and then here's the one who comes in with with this like a really messed up one, and they're like, "Wait, there's still hope. This one hasn't given hers yet." Oh gosh, yes, okay. Rosetta said, "I can't undo Storm the Lightning Fairy's gift because she is so strong, and she was right that life's what you make it. So I can help make it right. I can give Brittany the gift of hope and endurance so that she can have the courage to persevere and overcome life's challenges and become stronger and wiser as she accomplishes each challenge." The fairy started shouting, "Hail Brittany, our fairy princess! We think you're wonderful. Stay here with us forever." Brittany was so happy, but she was also beginning to miss her mom. Brittany thanked the fairies for their gifts and promised to use the special gifts throughout her life to help others as they had helped her grow in knowledge, strength, and character. The fairies really wanted Brittany to stay, but understood that she needed to grow up with her mom's guidance also. So they told her that she had to leave the wings with them because she could not live in the human world with wings. Brittany asked, "How can I come back and visit you if I have no wings?" Tinkerbell reminded her that all she needed to visit them was her imagination. Brittany said, "Before I leave, let's have some fun." Brittany taught the fairies how to dance, sing, and many of her favorite games. The fairies taught Brittany how to play pixie tag, then led Brittany to the Pixie Hollow Library where she read books about rainbow fairies, weather fairies, and jewel fairies. Shout out to the Rainbow Magic series that I Yup. Suddenly, Brittany felt a gentle touch and soft voice of her mom saying, "Brittany, wake up. It's time to go to school." Brittany sat straight up in bed and looked around the room, wondering if her experience was just a dream. Then Tinkerbell winked from the window and waved goodbye. Brittany smiled, hugged her mom, and said, "Life is beautiful." Then she vowed to spend her life sharing her gifts from Pixie Hollow to help make the human world a better place for all of her family, friends, and the people she meets. And this is reuniting with mom. The end. This is my about the author page. Gosh. This is cute, yo. I didn't realize how many influences like went into this. Because I'm like, I referenced Rainbow Magic books. The scenario itself felt very Sleeping Beauty-esque. And of course, like, it's Tinkerbell, Pixie Hollow, Peter Pan, like, you know, those, I loved the Disney fairies. I loved Peter Pan when I was younger, and to this day, I love it. And I feel like that's probably why when I was trying to create my persona, she ended up being a fairy. Like, it's still, I love fairies. That's just, yeah. So, well, this was a fun read. I feel like I went into this like wondering and like thinking like, I wonder if I can use this as some kind of a almost backstory for my persona. But I'm just still trying to figure out what to do with that. Because I'm just like, the persona looks like Vera. But at the same time, I'm like, it would make sense. But at the same time, if it is, I'm just like, I have no idea what to do with you in terms of an like animated thing. So what we, like, I also wondered if it could be like almost, now this one, like it's, if it was related to like my story, The Multi-Passionate Fairy at all. It's not at all. Now that I've actually gone back and read it. But it was fun. This was a fun time. So yeah, thank you for being here, listening to me. I hope you enjoyed the story, even with my like fun, like my laughter and commentary on it, considering I wrote this in 4th grade. I know my mom helped me out with Reddit, but like, yeah, the ideas, the illustrations, the Reddit, that was me. Mom did contribute lines, but y'all know it was cute. I love it. It was fun. So thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. I hope you have an amazing day and an amazing week and an amazing life. Bye.